Hello, Virgo. Thank you for being here. This is going to be your mid-October love reading. Yes. And if you're new, hello, my name is Amber. It's nice to meet you. If you're returning, thank you for lending your energy to the channel itself. I appreciate you. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to know when the next video will be posted, hit that little notification bell. We also do private readings over here. I do. Links in the description box below, or you can go to that website up above. I will be more than happy to schedule you in. And, we do have a Facebook and an Instagram now, and there I post energy transits, energy shifts, new moon, full moon, weekly reading, like a week overview reading. And we also have a Patreon if you want access to these videos way earlier than anybody else, plus additional content. Actually, every single thing that I post on anything goes on Patreon, okay? Plus additional content. So please remember, this is a general reading. If it doesn't fit, don't make it. Also, you can check your Venus, rising, and moon sign, okay? Right? Because why? Because if these ain't your problems, you don't want them, okay? So, Virgo, excuse me. Spirit, what do you have for Virgo in love mid-October? Okay, so we have smoke and mirrors, bearing fruit, and the royal you. Virgo. So you're in a relationship or a situation with someone for stability reasons. I feel like it's not really balancing to you in any way. It's not. But all you can think about is having victory with this person. I feel like you're in a state at this moment of just kind of like doing it. You know, like nothing else. Just kind of like, we're in this. I don't feel any like passion. I don't feel any like nothing, right? I feel like your person is holding back. They know that all they need to do is keep balance with you, or they feel like all they need to do is keep balance with you, and I feel like that's what they're doing. That's it, right? I feel like you're anticipating more, but I don't see that. You're way more into this than they are. I can definitely see. I do see that at the end of this, though, you are looking at it like, I'm special and I deserve more than this. I feel like you go through some sort of self-assessment of yourself and of this situation, and just realize, like, Spirit wouldn't want this for me. I don't even want this part for myself, you know? That's what it feels like to me. Okay? So let's see. Yep, in true Virgo fashion, you went into this very optimistic, feeling really good. I feel like you were just in a positive mood, and they kind of caught you. You know what I'm saying? They caught you in a good mood. And you were like, you know what? I know that maybe we've had problems in the past, or I'm seeing the red flags, but you know what? I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm just gonna do it for myself, right? I feel like this person just caught you at a good time. I really, really do. And they're doing what they can to make you think positively about the situation. It almost gives me like a fake feeling. Like they're doing what they need to do in order for you to stay, in order for you to be happy. So you can say, well, I want this, and they're like, well, nothing's the matter. I don't know what you're saying. It's kind of like gaslighting you, you know? But the thing is, you wanted something more, or you want something more passionate than this, I want to say. And you know that you deserve more. You have this realization, Virgo, at the end of this time, that you already know that that you have to make a decision soon. You have to decide which route you're going to go in, because you're not going to stay in this kind of like teeter-tottering energy of like, I'm not really happy, but they're here. So, you know, you're not going to stay there. Not much longer. Okay, Virgo. Is this just enough cards? I think we're missing one. That's funny. Yeah. Bottom of the deck, we have Simply Love. So this is someone coming back into your life, or someone rekindling what you thought were your emotions. But I feel like it's kind of like going back over some karmic issues. So whether this is someone who is mimicking something that you've dealt with in the past, or a person coming back into your life, okay? So healing begins means, like I said, I feel like you're just kind of in smooth waters. It's kind of one of those things where the boat isn't rocking, but there's not really any passion either. You know, it's kind of like you're trying to grow your feelings, or you're trying to get someone to link to these feelings, because I feel like that it needs to be developed more. But your idea of success, it always is. You don't go into anything just to do it, okay? Yeah, I feel like you're waiting for something to materialize here. You're almost waiting for your feelings to grow. You're waiting for this person to give more or do something. You're like assessing the situation before you make a move. And that's because you're a person, Virgo, that works on things. You know what I mean? To the nitty gritty. It's you're just in that energy where you're like, well, I want to see it out to the bitter end. Not the bitter end, but close to it. You know what I mean? To see what is going to happen. Yeah, the person that you're dealing with is pretty imbalanced. I almost feel like they're just not giving you enough on purpose, and I can't feel why. But it's just like it may be different for a lot of you, but I feel like they're keeping a equilibrium in the situation just enough so it doesn't look bad, right? But I almost feel like all the feelings are in it. You know that all the feelings are in it. It's missing something is what I'm feeling. Yeah. It's like it's missing something. But they're still communicating. They're still moving. They're still going on dates with you. They're still doing the actions. But I feel like the feelings are missing here. Okay. So this is an assessment of where you are. This is a little bit of confusion for you, Virgo, because you're like, well, they're doing all the things that you're supposed to do on paper in relationships, right? But for some reason, something is missing. It's like an actualization that you know that something is missing here, even though it's balanced or there isn't any real conflict. But I feel like the conflict here is that it feels blocked. It feels mechanical. It feels like work. When I see this card, they're making me feel like military. You know, like you stand up, you sit down, you get at attention, you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that. That's what it feels like to me. So, right here, this is telling me that leaving out of this, you need to assess your feelings or where this is going, how this person is pushing forward, what their will really is. You may do a small test or use something they do as a test or a realization of where things are going. But I feel like this is like moving forward, assessment, action. That's what it feels like, Virgo. Okay, let's get into your cards or your clarifiers. Knight of Wands, Five of Cups, and the Page of Swords. You come into this, they're saying amped, okay? Really amped and excited. I feel like it was like love being born to you. You were really passionate about it. You were really into what was happening. But then conflict set in. I'm getting this, maybe you made plans, they didn't show up, they didn't do something they were supposed to do, they didn't answer when they were supposed to answer, texts, calls, whatever it is. There's something that threw up a red flag to you here. And now you can't let it go. It's kind of like you've seen something now, and it is what it is, you know? But I feel like there isn't any conflict. Like, there isn't any fighting. There isn't any, like, back and forth. It just feels like something doesn't feel right, or they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. But okay, so this is what it's like, Virgo. It's like that you assess that these are things that you need. It's not that it's a problem with a relationship as a whole. If you were to ask someone else, you know, they would be like, well, I don't need that. But it's something you need. And that's why you feel like it's weird or off. And you have to listen to yourself, because you're the one that's going to be in this relationship, right? Not the people you're asking for advice. You are, okay? So then we have the Queen of Cups in reverse, the Four of Wands, and the Lovers. Yeah. You don't want to miss out on love is the first thing that I want to say. I feel like there's a lesson here with this person. This is kind of like a meant to meet energy as well. Yeah. Your intuition is telling you something about this. Your realization is clicking, and you're ignoring it because you have something stable. You feel like you've won something. Your passion is kind of taken over at the moment. You know, like it's like you get to express yourself through a relationship right now, and you kind of don't want to lose that. Because you want time to assess. You want time to figure things out. You want time to look at things. But what you're going to see is, if this feeling that you're feeling of everything being perfect, or, you know, like being comfortable, is true. And you're doing this by assessing the things this person does. It's like you're letting their actions make the choice for you. Because I feel like you don't have enough to make the choice right now, because you're a little doubtful. Okay? It's meant to be that you were to see these things. Tens bring change. Tens bring the end of a cycle. It's kind of like it's something that needed to be closed out. It's probably someone that you were really excited to talk to again at a time. Because things need to be balanced. I do feel like this person came back because they feel like you're a good fit for them. But it's more about not materialistic, but just because you're a good fit. It's not because they are so in love with you that they can't breathe. You know, it's not that. It doesn't have that connection. It's very weird. I don't know how to explain it, because it just doesn't have that connection. It doesn't. Yeah, I feel like they're thinking, well, not thinking, but they're doing the things they need to do to move it forward. Yeah. So it's like they're making the actions, they're doing the things that they're supposed to do, but it's not right. But they are really trying to balance things. They're trying to make change. They're trying to keep it going. But they're keeping it going because it's more like something to do, or they're doing the actions, not because they love you. You know what I'm saying? Death, Hermit, and the Six of Cups. Oh, this was the Wheel of Fortune, Justice, and the Two of Wands. I forgot to say that, I think. I feel like I want to pull cards on this side too, guys. So I'm going to do it. And that's the Hangman, the Five of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords. So what I see here is that something is rekindling. Okay? Meaning that this person did come back. Yes, they did. But I feel like just because they came back doesn't mean that you don't need to assess the situation. And that's what's happening. It's because it came back and it's missing something. It came back and it's almost that feeling of you only think positive things about a person. You know, you only think the best. And then you get back with them and realize why it didn't work before. And that's what it kind of feels like. That's what it feels like. And you have to do some assessment about what is missing. Like what's not being brought to you in real life, in the physical realm. Why you feel like you don't want to move forward in this energy. You know, like this isn't something you want to marry right now and be with forever. So it's like you need to assess why you feel this way. And you may need to take some time to yourself in order to do that, Virgo. And then I feel like you're going to reunite with this person and talk about it. But I feel like the more that you bring it out into the open, or the more that you express it, which I feel like you should do because you should be speaking in a relationship, the more they try to make up excuses or tell you why you're wrong or something like that. Okay? Yeah. So moving forward, you got a choice to make. This is like your wake-up call to see that you're moving in a direction. Your thoughts, okay, are moving you in a direction to keep you stuck in this. And you know that you don't want to be stuck in this, right? With the Empress in reverse, it's like you know that moving forward, there's always going to be this emptiness in it. And you don't want to really be a part of that. And this is your choice, or your time to make that choice. And the bottom, we have the Tower in reverse, and that talks about you holding on too tightly to something that is trying to transition out of your life. So I feel like Spirit's like giving you that wake up call, or that message, or that like ting, and you're like, well, maybe it's something else. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Virgo, so you have perfection, they have gossip, and instinct. Bottom of the deck, we have faith. So let's talk about the bottom of the deck. This is what's pushing you right now, okay? Faith that things will change. But there's a thing between, like, fool faith and faith in what Spirit is bringing to you. And what they're saying to me is release is the key here. So you can't be trying to hold on to something, okay, when your intuition is telling you differently. If it's meant to be, it will be. You know what I'm saying? That's that. But anyhow, you have perfection. So what they're I don't know why they're saying to tell you that they're whispering it to me. But this is like, it's not that you are trying to be perfect or have perfection. You know, I feel like there was a problem in the past of you nitpicking, and you feel like you don't want to do that anymore. But this is totally different. Okay? So I feel like you don't need to look at it in that way. You just want stability. This is not you pointing out and finding problems. This is different. For them, they have gossip. You know, it's so interesting because I feel like this person is talking themselves up. It's kind of like they intuitively feel you wanting to shift or noticing something, and they're trying to talk themselves up. This is more red flag energy. So overall, for the relationship, we have instinct, follow your intuition. Virgo, I feel like Spirit's trying to guide you in the right direction. The only thing that's going to stop you is this idea of your idea of the past, of you over analyzing. This is not that situation, you know, because you're like, well, I promised myself I'm going to stop, so I'm just going to see what happens. But what you're really doing is sticking to something, because this person is convincing you that nothing's the matter. Okay, so be aware and be careful. I love you, and I will talk to you later. Okay, bye bye.